All right, well, I done shot Blizz the joint. All right, man. Let's be ready to cook, man.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Got the camera set up. We already live, all that.
How y'all waiting on me? I ain't got no link.
Yo.
Dude, Blizz, I done sent you the link 4 times, bro.
You gotta send me. Where you send it to?
The same. Hey, Blizz, this being recorded, bro.
See, there you go.
You that guy again, man.
There you go. There you go. Alright, man.
Hey, it's Blizz.
Alright, so let's get it started. Blizz gonna jump in.
Alright, let's get it started. Hey, yo, a genuine perspective. We back on again. We're gonna switch up the topic tonight, man. We're gonna talk about we're gonna get into hip hop. Everybody on the panel right now is well versed in hip hop. Rap.
So T hit me with the most ridiculous conversation I'd never heard. So he claims that we talking lyrics, we ain't talking song. I'm sorry, we ain't talking stories, we ain't talking gimmicks, we talking hip hop, we talking lyrics. That Eminem, marginalize.
Hold on. Wait. You don't have to, but don't present it like that. Hey, okay, check this out. Kalani. That's one of our guests tonight, my homeboy Guy K.E. Charles, you remember Charles from the Resistance, all right? And you got the usual suspects, you got Cuddy and you got Blizz. The conversation was, we're talking about lyricists, Jay-Z or Eminem. Who do you prefer, right? I said, and I rap. Y'all know me from spitting bars. That's what I like to do. Yeah. Me, I'm taking Eminem.
Hold.
What?
Blizz on stuff.
Blizz, what up? Okay, Blizz finally showed up. All right, check this out. Blizz, I just ran down the subject, right? Me and Tone had a conversation yesterday which dragged out. We said, all right, we're gonna talk about this on the podcast. We still had an hour-long argument after saying we're gonna hold up for the podcast. Lyricists. Who you taking as the lyricist? Jay-Z or Eminem, right? I'm probably in the minority here. Cause I'm gonna tell you straight up, when it come down to flat out bars, lyricists, wordplay, I'm taking M. That's me. Now, let's go. No accolades, no, nothing but bars and lyrics. Let's go.
Hey, look, I'm gonna have to join that minority myself, cause I'm gonna have to agree with you, bro. As far as lyrics goes, man, I'm gonna have to go with M, man, because the thought and the wordplay that dude has, it is on par with no one. I mean, this is the same guy that said, my laser disc will make you take a razor to your wrist, make you satanistic, make you take the pistol to your face, and clip it, knock it back, and let it go till the brains are ripping out the skull so that so you back up your weight and stick. Right? Come on, man. Who's fooling with that, man? As far as lyrics, just straight up lyrics, word play, just riding the beat. I gotta agree with you.
What up, Mr. Dobson? He agree with you, Charles. So I may wind up in the minority, but I'm gonna wait. Let me hear from the forum.
Kalani, what you got?
Hey, so them the only two choices?
No, I mean we gonna spin off in the other stuff, but we just saying as lyricists, which one of those two is you putting on your team?
And I'm gonna pass.
No, you gotta pick one.
Yeah, we're not saying who's your favorite rapper, Blizz. We just saying if you had to choose one of them as a lyricist, which one you rolling with? We're not saying this is your favorite dude.
If I had to choose one, it would be I had to go with Jay because I don't like him at all.
Now let me ask you this. That's the whole point of this conversation. When you say you don't like him at all, what do you mean?
I mean, he just. When you say lyricist, what do we?
We talking about rhyming. Lyricist, rhyming,
yeah,
bars.
I mean, his content, man. So, I mean, he might put his words together, and make it more razzmatazz, or he might have more glitter on his vocabulary or something, or the way he, put his patterns together, but he ain't saying nothing to me, man. I don't even listen.
Now, Tone.
T, don't get too far, because we ain't got Kalani's opinion on it.
All right, go ahead.
Hi. I think lyricism and just lyrical content altogether always has to come to content, like your man Blizz said. For real, I gotta go with Jay. Now, I love M. You know what I mean? I was spinning M on my college show. Like the stuff he did with the Outsiders was phenomenal. I've always rocked with him. But some of the outlandish nature of his lyrics turns me off a bit. And then, no jokes aside, he had the artistic freedom to do a lot of stuff that other artists that look more like us really don't have that opportunity to do. But Jay's lyricism and Jay's lyrical content is more relatable to what I've actually gone through and lived with more. And I know hustle nothing like that, but just overall, what I've heard from Jay, I can relate to way more than what I've ever heard from him. So I got to go with Jay.
Okay, here's where we get into what the argument was. Now, when you said relatability, right, and content, when I think bars, just flat out lyrics, right, I put every MC in different categories. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not listening to M to hear something I relate to.
Got you.
Like how Blizz just used the adjective razzmatazz or whatever he said.
Yeah,
that's why.
Bounce the words back.
That's why.
It's cadence and everything. Yeah,
exactly. And me, that's why I prefer him. Now, when we talk about rap, I got a time and a mood that I'm listening to each individual artist. Now, if I want to hear bars, I'm cutting on Eminem. Now, if I want to hear that type of content y'all talking about, then I'll cut on Jay. But if I want to just hear flat out bars, that's what we talking about. Now, and some people would say, well, Jay still got bars. Jay do got bars. It's not. And me saying I would choose Eminem is not taking anything away from Jay.
Oh yeah, I know. I get it. I also know that you, just the way that you flow, I know how you like to fill up every bar with as many words as possible as you go.
Word.
So M is more cut to the cloth of what you even like to do.
Exactly.
That's why Jay is what I would go for, because like whether fast or slow, the way that he puts the bars together, the cadence is always so, for the most part, flawless. And then I'm adapted to that, my ear to that more than I am to him.
So I gotta jump in here because you can tell T been revving to go. He's ready to make his argument, and I ain't even give my opinion on which one I pick. So I'm going with Jay. I'm making it 3-2. I'm going to Jay. And the reason I'm going to Jay, because y'all all make good points about the cadences and the pattern and throwing the flash on it. But I listen to the lyrics, and just like T said, and you take apart a lot of that stuff that M do and just pull out the lyrics. It hasn't been as consistent as Jay for the amount of years. Eminem, first 2 albums, I was his biggest fan. He fell off a cliff.
Okay. Now, go ahead.
I'm gonna stop talking in a second.
Go ahead.
But anything, regardless of the content, because I like rap, depending upon how clever you put it, I could dig it if you spitting. But M, when it comes to the lyrics, he tried to throw more on it because his lyrics ain't what it used to be. Jay embodying it consistently with the lyrics up until right now from the time he dropped. I'm going with Jay.
Now, when you say, and I keep moving this light because how it shows up on, like the actual podcast. So, all right. Now, when you say M fell off, right? Now, when we talked yesterday, the conversation was M did fall off. Like I'm not just gonna be a zombie talking about somebody. But then I also asked you, had you heard his last 2 albums? And what was your answer? No.
The answer is no.
Okay, so when people
them last 2 albums, lyrically, they are so far beyond anything that he had done before.
Exactly.
And the reason why he has been doing what he's been doing on these past couple albums is because of this conversation right here. People said he fell off.
I'm gonna tell you like this: the last album, it reminded me of the Soundbombing days. Like he got back to what he was good at. And like I said, M can spit. Don't get me wrong, but there was, after he reached a certain star level and had that star status, some of them albums were not really good. They just,
and
sold records because it was Eminem.
Exactly. And
everybody's fallen through that. Everybody has done that. And once you get to a certain level, man, your albums aren't consistently as great as they were when you were hungry. Now, sometimes you have to refine that hunger, that vigor. Jay got some projects that I really wasn't rocking with either. So Nas has done it, you know what I'm saying? So
exactly. So my thing is, when we were discussing it, and Tone said he had listened to his last couple of albums, and I said, well, okay, we're talking about past, or we talking about all in all? Because I didn't even cop the albums that I did. I'm like, okay, now I'm not even getting this. But once he got back to going in, like, look, I put this pen to pad. I'm back to that. Some people had already written them off to the point where they're not giving them that listen again. You know what I'm saying? So the conversation is still what it was 5 years ago. Nah, he fell off. But it's like, well, have you listened to the last 2 albums? Nah. Well, how do you know what the dude got going on?
We got a comment from the live. My man Scott Johnson said so I guess that add to your numbers. But here's my comment. I was M's biggest fan the first 2 albums when it comes to lyrics. I bought the next 2 albums and I wasn't feeling them at all. And you I stopped listening.
Me too.
But I look at it like this. If I got an NBA team in the first 2 years, you nice, and then you fall off the cliff, don't come to me year 8 when we going to the championship talking about, I still got a J. I don't care about you, Jay. We done moved on. I need consistency, and Jay has been consistent. All right, we got another one for Jay. My bad. All right, I'm done.
Man, I can't even really I don't even have no conversation for this topic, man. I feel like I ain't even got a horse in the race, man.
You don't fool with Jay, Blizz?
I respect what he's done. I respect the whole rags to riches. He ain't who he pretend to be. That's the part I don't like.
I don't disagree with that.
Now, here's where the conversation spins off, and this goes to what Blizz talking about. When talking about music, why is it? This ain't no shot at you, Blizz. This is like why I wanted to have a conversation. If you having this a debate, like, okay, who is a better lyricist? It's not really do you listen to all of they joints? It's just a weighing. If you listen to this person, who spit better? But a lot of people will sit there and be like, I don't fool with either one of them, blah 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 blah. But it's not a who CD you copy next. It's just like, yo, you used to rhyme, like, which one put their stuff together better? So how come if somebody don't like this person right here, you can't give a fair assessment on can they rap or not?
Nah, you know what? And that's a good case. That's a good question. And the best I can say is, or the best way I can answer that is, I connect with what I connect to. And if hip hop in general, or if these lyricists, if they didn't spit it, so it ought to come with like a, when you go to a movie, it's acting. You know what I mean? You know it's a portrayal of a character or a script. You know that. If these jokers weren't in their songs writing it like, yo, I lived this, and then it became with like, yo, this might be exaggerations of the truth. If you come with those type of disclaimers, I'm all in. Okay, now tell me a story. But when you telling it like, man, I live this, I eat this, I poop this, and I know better, then it's like you just.
So when you're talking about it, everybody has to have believability. If you didn't grow up with a particular artist, that takes out 99% of the game because you don't know them. It's do they sound like they talking it? That's what you're saying. You just gotta sound like it because you don't know them in order to know if it's real or not.
Because I mean, I can listen to some people when I listen to some stuff, man. I just connect to it straight away. And if I ain't never had to question the authenticity, or if I never ran across the authenticity, then I'm gonna just take it for face value. But I sort of lose it. Like, I'm gonna go back to him for a minute. He just doesn't talk about anything that I can really relate to. And I'm sure he say something that I can say, oh, yeah, it's a nice combination. I mean, I've heard his work, and yeah, he can rhyme, he nice. But I ain't bought not their CD that he ever put out, not one.
Okay, now here's my question. If you haven't heard a body of work, how do you say he doesn't say anything that relates to you? Now, like all I'm hitting you with is the devil's advocate. Like, how do you not give somebody a chance, but yet you have a strong stance on what they giving you. But you, yeah.
That's just life, dog.
No, how is that life?
You went to somebody in the street, you just might not like him. Like, I don't even like this dude. He never said nothing to you, but you just catch a vibe. Man, I don't like this dude. Are you gonna give him a chance at that? Maybe, maybe not. Probably not. That's just life. You know what I'm saying? And then other people, you might give 2 or 3 shots. You know, it's just.
So let me chime in, Bliss, because I think we all came up in a different era. Even though a lot of these dudes may spit it like it's fact, like they lived that. I think most of us know that they're exaggerating their stuff. Like, I always use the example, special ed did not have no dog with a solid gold bone. You know,
right.
It didn't exist. But he was going over and above trying to talk about how he had more than the next man. And of course, it exaggerated from there. So I take all of that. Even though, like you said, it don't come with that disclaimer, I take all of that with a grain of salt. And you can go down to M talking about how he killed his baby mother. I don't really care what he's talking about. It's how clever you put it. And out of all people, I think it was Ice-T years and years and years ago, the one that said almost everything been said before. Rappers about how clever you can put it. So that's why I used to fool with M. But since then, it's just a lot of fast talking. A lot of saying stuff frontwards and backwards.
Yeah.
And it's not really impressing me lyrically.
And to that point, man, I've heard it done better. You know what I'm saying? To me, he sound like that dude in his clique, but he just got a white face. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember the guy's name. Maybe it was Proof. Maybe one of them guys. But he sounds just like him. But M was a white dude. That's why Dre gave him the head nod. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so
I've heard his type of style done better. You know what I mean? Like,
so all right, got you. Now, again, I'm not sticking up for M when we have this conversation. That's the reason we're having the conversation. So because you've heard done better, does that mean he's not nice because you've heard somebody better? That's just like saying,
you never heard me say he wasn't nice.
No,
I just said, when you asked the question, him or Jay, I said Jay. You asked why, I posed why. I'm just stating my case of why he just doesn't even appeal to me. He would never be like the best to me ever. Like, he can't even get my ear for that long. You know what I'm saying? He would never be.
Yo,
Hop said Royce. My bad. Go ahead, Delani.
No, what I was saying is, like, especially us, or those of us who have been in it, we hold hip hop to such a high standard, and I get it. But nobody ever denounced Denzel's role in Training Day because he really wasn't that guy. You know what I'm saying? It's how his performance was in the art that he did it. I never once thought Mobb Deep, all 5'2", 5'1" of them cats were super thugs. But the music that they made related to the struggle and what was going on. Now, what Blizz said, talk about Eminem, I agree totally. For a long time, I wasn't one to give Eminem his roses because to me, Eminem's style was one of like Chino XL or Raz Kass, who never really made it past a certain level. He was protected and he was elevated because he just so happened to be white. But I also thought that's not his fault. You can't take away from the fact that because he had a shock value style rap and the white face go along with it, that he capitalized on it. Who the hell wouldn't do that?
Yeah,
he could spit. And like what Hop said, my man, and straight up and down, I always felt Royce was nicer than him. I just always had.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But there's a lot of people that had that same type of thing that Jay does, but it's just the way that he does it. It's one of those things. When it comes to lyricism, it's hard to put it because a lot of people don't even want to listen to lyrics anyway.
Right.
It's all about beat selection and that nonsense, and that's tough. Because I know he's not a part of this conversation, but to me,
no. We passed the initial J and M. Yeah. That was just to get the conversation rolling.
Got you. The dopest lyricism to me, hands down, all time is Black Thought, and I've been saying that since '96.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He by far, and like he can do any type of song. People are like, oh, he ain't no thug, this and that. But I mean, people that know from Philly, I mean, both his parents are dead. This nigga's been in the game his whole life, but he don't have to rap about it because he actually lived it. Now, a lot of people do a lot of stuff and are indoctrinated in stuff that they think is what they need to be, but never truly lived it. But as far as lyrics bar for bar, I think Thought is the best.
Hey, by the way, quick, let me plug this, man, because we never met, homie, but I recognize your voice off of some of the work the cat put out. I'm a fan, bro.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Got a new joint. I know it ain't plug session, but I got a new joint coming out November 13th. It's called Hopes and Dreams, you know what I'm saying? Top is on it. Eric Larson, you know. My man Money, Oski Will. I love real hip hop. So when it comes to lyrics, that's why when he said this, I'm for it.
Word. And the reason we wanted to do this conversation started off with them because it's a big, like if people had to choose between one or the other, it sparks a bigger conversation. Hence why we chose them to talk about.
One of LeBron.
Huh? Yeah, exactly.